Boss, a 2-0 defeat here on the road to Crewe. Terribly frustrating because it could have been much different.
I think if anybody's been here tonight and watched the game, I think they'd have to say that we deserve to win the game, but I think we certainly deserve to come out of it with something. Am I ever in any position to accept a 2-0 defeat? 100% not. Definitely not. Because it's disappointing, it's frustrating. But I think we've come here tonight, a tough place to come, a good team, at the top end of the league, aiming for promotion, and we've put in a performance that, for me, at times was as good as we've put in this season. So, deeply frustrated because obviously the first goal, I don't think you can point the finger at anybody. It's a simple back pass and Sarge loses his footing. But then after that, I had a couple of shots from distance, but then I think we were a team that were really in the ascendancy. We had a right go, the game plan that we looked to put together in terms of how we stopped Crewe playing. I thought we went about it really well and created our own opportunities and had at the same time, for me, a goal disallowed that I'm still struggling to wonder why it did.
As you say, that goal being disallowed completely changes the course of the game. We were strong at that point and Wilkinson has headed it back. I've seen a replay. It seems to be a soft decision.
Connor's answer to me, as I've just said to him there, what's your opinion, was anywhere else on the pitch nothing even gets mentioned. No one appeals, no one's hands go up, he heads it straight into the corner. So for me, it leaves us bitterly disappointed because people argue and say, he lost the game 2-0, it doesn't in the scheme of things, but the game turns on its head. We're the team that have got all the ball, we're the team that are creating all the chances. That goal stands, we're on the ascendancy to go and win the game, but come out of this game with a point like we felt that we deserved as a bare minimum.
As you've touched, we really dominated possession and we looked really good in the way that we actually pressed Crewe, and we made them look uncomfortable on their home turf.
Yeah, we haven't had a lot of time to work, but we knew that it was going to take a real effort physically tonight to go out and put a performance in like that against a good team with a real identity that want to play a certain way and stick to that plan. But we felt that we had the real opportunity to go and get after them and make their life a little bit uncomfortable, like we did when we played them at home. And I thought we delivered that performance very, very well on occasion. Teams are going to get out against you every now and again. You're away from home. They're going to create chances here and there, which I think they did in the first half. But I thought on the whole that we went about our business really, really well. And I'm deeply frustrated for the boys because they've put in a performance that we really planned and asked for this evening. And I think we'll be getting on that coach on the way home a little bit disappointed at the fact that we haven't come out of this with more than we deserve. And like I say, creating a perfectly legitimate goal.
How important now is it to turn that disappointment into determination and take that into Saturday?
That's what I've asked them to hang on to. And like I said to you, do we accept defeat? Never. Do we come out of here content with the fact that we have lost the game? 100% not. But do we have to hang on to performances? Have we got to build consistency? For me, in the last, including tonight, 2.5 games, I've seen a consistent level of performance that I feel if we continue to deliver that, if we have the same level of application, we'll start to pick up some more results that we deserve. There's been a number of occasions this year where we've come away from games and the opposition, good opposition, have said to us, one of the best teams that we've played. I think the Crewe people would accept the same thing this evening and have the same opinion. Does it make us feel any better that we haven't got anything out of the game? No, it doesn't. But it's about building consistency now. It's about sticking to a plan of which where we're starting to create more chances. We're starting to look a little bit more of a threat. We're having a lot more control on games, and keep driving those standards on.
And in this last week of football, we've picked up 4 points and improvement in performances. How important it is to keep that going and take momentum into the games as games come thick and fast?
Well, momentum's massive. It's it obviously feels good when you pick up the wins and you get the wins that you feel your performances deserve. But we have to hang on to that, like I say. We have to take that gut-wrenching feeling onto the coach tonight and tomorrow morning when we go into training to make sure that the frustration is carried over at the fact that we never come out of the game with anything tonight. But in terms of the levels and the way that we went about our performance, I think that's a real key that we have to make sure that we keep driving on.
And something that, of course, is always asked you, that the transfer deadline is this Friday. Could we expect someone else to come in?
Well, we've been driving a number of things over the last week. I mean, I've said to Dave Victor at the weekend that Friday we were very close to making a signing, which wasn't actually Danny Johnson, but frustratingly it got pulled from no fault of our own. It's something again that we've continued to strive to do again this week. I don't want to stand here and say to you, yeah, it's going to happen tomorrow morning or the day after, because, like I say, sometimes it's in the hands of other people, and you can't always be in charge of your own destiny. But I'm hoping, we're trying, we're doing everything that we can to make sure that we bring in the right personnel. Do we want to just go out and sign someone just so that we can all rub our hands together and look at a new player? Certainly not. It's got to be right for the club. It's got to be right for the individual coming in. It's got to be right for the team to make us better and stronger as we look to go on.
And away from signings, we have a few people out injured, the likes of Sam Ling, Jamie Turley. How important will them actually coming back and returning to the squad be?
Massive. I think you see in the recent weeks that Cisse coming in provides a real stiff test in midfield for other people. There's competition for places now. It has a knock-on effect to people like Craig Clay and Josh Wright, who play in front of him. As with Danny Johnson coming into the squad, it puts pressure on Matt Harrold, Leanne Gull, Connor Wilkinson, Ruel Sotirio. It puts pressure on all over the pitch. So it's important that happens. Obviously, with Jamie Turley, the physio's been to an appointment today, and it was a positive one. Don't think we'll see him particularly soon, but it was a positive meeting, and we hope to see him sort of back and around the training ground in the next couple of days. But how close that will be to training, I think we'll be a couple of weeks away on that. Sam Ling, we've had some really good news in the last little while. We should be seeing him back in training within the next 7 to 10 days, again, which would then provide competition in that full-back area. Obviously now we're seeing Joe Widdowson backing around and pushing James Brophy. I think both him and Jules Marsh have been putting in fantastic performances as our two full-backs in recent weeks. So some light at the end of the tunnel with that long injury list that we've had this season. But as I've said before, I'm not going to harp on about that, because that's part of the game. We have to deal with it, and I think putting the team out there tonight in the way that we did, I'm pleased with the performance. And like I said, injuries are not something that I'm going to hang on to.
Boss, thank you for your time.
Top man, Ross.